assume you got your first job in Germany as a typical employee. You negotiated a 4,000 euros monthly gross salary. That's a little above the mean average entry salary in Germany for master's graduates. How much net do you keep from that amount? Where does the rest go? Is it all just wasted on random tax? Because people generally complain about high taxes in Germany. Or is there more to it? I will assume that you're single and therefore in tax class 1. Your employer takes care of paying the tax office. You don't have to do anything. You just get the net salary transferred to your bank account by the end of the month. The first thing that's deducted is income tax. It's 632 euros. It's not that shockingly much, right? Maybe you even expected more. The thing is that you don't pay tax for the first 10,000 euros you earn. There's a tax allowance which is roughly in that order. Then you pay 20-something% on the rest of your salary in that income range. The resulting tax doesn't sound too bad. Sure, you pay more tax in life while you add a tax whenever you buy something. That's the biggest source of income for the German government. Other taxes, for example, for owning a car. Also, companies pay huge amounts of tax that contribute to running a state. Next, you pay pension contribution. When you retire nominally at the age of 67, you get a salary. But don't be fooled, it's not going to be nearly as high as your nominal salary. The government recommends that you invest in additional pension schemes. Check out my video about investment options in Germany where I talk about this in more detail. 318 euros go towards health insurance. Surely that's important, you never know what's going to happen. 48 euros go towards unemployment insurance. As the name says, it's insurance and it's mandatory. Let's say you lose your job. You still get 60% of your net salary for a while. Of course not forever, but for how long? That depends on how long you've worked. If you've worked at least for 12 months, you'll get paid 6 months when you lose your job. In the meantime, you'll have to keep looking for a job though. Then we have long-term care insurance. This covers expenses when you have a condition that requires some sort of care. For example, my dad had ALS, which required 24 hours intensive care, which is insanely expensive, but the insurance covered everything. Overall, you're left with 2,555 euros net salary. And you see, it's not all that bad. A big part of that money that you don't get is for your own benefit. Or if you don't need it because you were never unemployed or never sick, you help millions of other people in Germany who are in need. That's a basic principle behind a solidary system. There's something else I'd like to disclose that many employees aren't aware of. We assumed you have a gross salary of 4,000 euros per month, but the cost of an employee is indeed higher. There's a part that's called employer's contribution. It's normally not mentioned as part of your gross salary, and you can easily overlook that information on your payslip. Your employer pays an almost equal amount towards all your social contributions, meaning pension, health insurance, care, and unemployment. Those things are very expensive, as you can see. As an employer, whenever we want to hire someone and we want to estimate their cost, I take their gross salary and add 20% on top. That's what an employee really costs. But also the company benefits from some of the contributions. Let's say you're sick. Your company is reimbursed by the health insurance company for every day that you can't work. Don't feel bad if you're sick. The company gets real money for that. Get your rest. I'm gonna take a winter break to rest and refresh, and I'll see you again in the new year. Until then, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.